All right, the Weightlifting Scoop. I'm back with Tom Sroka, Mike Szela, and Don McCauley. Somebody say something.
Mike is 6 inches tall.
We have to actually keep him on the desk.
That's not entirely accurate.
When he's laying on his stomach.
That's really not entirely accurate.
I don't even know.
Okay.
Why are you laying on your stomach in the gym?
So the American Open in Dallas, the Frozen Open, we can call it, I think.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
I like
Frozen
that.
Open.
I was telling people hell froze over.
I'm telling you.
DMC, getting all creative.
I know.
Don't talk about Dallas like that. It's a nice city.
We actually did. We flew on 2 different flights. So, first half of our group flew at 11. The next group flew at 1.
When Mike and I got there, it was beautiful.
And yeah, we got there. We were the last wave of flights to get in.
We brought the crap with us. I'm telling you.
So we got really lucky to get there on Thursday. I heard a lot of spectators and lifters got stuck. I mean, they didn't even get there.
Yeah, there were people that even lived in the area that didn't make it to the venue, and they were like maybe an hour or so away and planning on coming to view, like watch people lift, and they weren't even able to make it.
I
in.
think driving would have been the worst.
Yeah.
I mean, they had no plows that I saw worth talking about. I mean, they had 3 plows that I saw all weekend.
Cities that don't get snow don't have salt and plows.
Dear City of Dallas, invest in one plow.
One really good plow.
So cities like that, the whole city shuts down. They shut down the airports. Everybody goes to get milk at their local grocery store.
In-N-Out was closed.
In-N-Out was closed. That's the least of my worries. But
well, it's because you got to cut
away. Luckily, the venue was at the hotel we were in.
Yes,
that made it a heck of a lot better.
But there were some people didn't make it. I mean, notably, I guess
Jewish Community Center.
Our buddy Kevin Cornell wasn't able to get on his flight. A lot of other people weren't able to get on their flights. I mean, do you guys know of anyone else particularly?
I know like Colin Burns drove like 20-something hours because he had tried to get on like 3 separate flights, and he showed up 30 minutes before he had to weigh in.
Yeah, I was going to say there's also some heroic efforts to get there. The OTC residents drove 12 hours in a bus. Their flights got canceled. They rented it was either a van or a bus of some sorts.
Can you imagine 12 hours on a bus with Zygmunt?
And they went 12 deep in this van. And, I guess, was Zygmunt driving?
I have no idea.
Yeah, but either way, I mean, that's a heroic effort. I can't help but to admire that, those guys came down there, and because they got there, that was what's his name? D'Angelo Osario's last meet as a junior, and he was able to break the clean and jerk record, because they fought hard to get there. And then, of course, like Tom was saying, Colin Burns driving here and there and everywhere to finally get the last flight to Dallas that even went there.
Yeah.
And,
is that a country song?
And he got in.
The last flight to Dallas? I think it might be. I don't know. Maybe not.
Well, if not, it's
I'm not really up on country music.
There's a song called Oceanfront Property in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll tell you, though, that's something to talk about.
It's by George Strait, I believe.
That's something that, when you start going to bigger meets and things like that, you've almost got to expect that things are going to go wrong. And it takes a while to get used to that. And certainly this was a case of major weather problems and major trouble getting to the meet and then, finally getting home. But that doesn't count. We don't care after that. But getting to the meet was a big problem for a lot of people. And a lot of people made great adjustments to just turn around, focus, and get on to the competition.
Yeah, it was a good time. Now, I wish that everyone had been able to get there in the first place, but once we were there, even though it was snowed in, it was a good time.
I thought so.
I thought it was a pretty well put together meet.
I thought Spoon Barbell did a phenomenal job, especially that first day with running the 3 platforms.
Yeah, that was tough. They
were almost 45 minutes late to start.
Yep.
And that last session was supposed to go on at 8 o'clock, and it started at 8:05.
Yeah. I've been to meets that were a lot smaller and had better conditions as far as weather, and they didn't run nearly as on time as that meet. And they had what I call major problems. They had major computer problems, which wasn't Spoon Barbell's fault.
Yeah.
And they had a platform breakdown completely in the middle of it, which you can't foresee really. And the thing, like Tom said, the thing finished up at night just about when it was supposed to finish up.
Yeah, with 460 lifters. I don't know how many didn't get there, so just say 400 lifters. It ran on time, 3 platforms the first day. Pretty solid meet overall in terms of, I thought the hotel was very nice. What was the hotel again? Do you guys remember?
The West End, Dallas.
West End.
The West End,
Central
Park,
Park,
Dallas. Yeah. There you go. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, they were
And now sometimes as a spectator, I don't like when it's in the hotel. But as an athlete, it's so much easier if the check scale and the weigh-ins and the meet is at the hotel and food is close by. So from a weightlifter's perspective, great meet, nice venue, good hotel, and all that good stuff. Maybe a little expensive. I had to buy a salad the first night I got there, and it was packed. So I go down to check my weight. They'd only put 1 check scale up that first night.
Oh, yeah, there was a line.
And there was like 45 people in line to check weight. And it wasn't guys. Guys can just go in there, strip down, weigh, whatever. But it was girls. So, they were going to take, it was going to take easily an hour and a half to get my weight checked. So I said, screw it. I'm going to order a salad downstairs. Go downstairs. The restaurant's packed. No chance of me going downstairs. So then I'm like, okay, I'm going to order room service. I get up there, I order room service. It says $17 on the menu. Apparently I missed that there was like all kinds of service fees for room service. $30 salad.
Must have been one heck of a salad. I hope.
I spent $30 at In-N-Out, but I bet you I got a lot more food.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, my weight came down very easily because I had that salad a couple times, but good Lord, I mean, $30 for a salad.
And that's something to mention too for people who are newer at going to these meets. If you expect the hotel that you're at to be able to serve the amount of people that come into a weightlifting meet, you're just crazy. You should bring your own food, for certainly after weigh-in. But maybe, in this case, it was definitely because of the weather, it got crazy.
Yeah.
But, it would have been a lot better if people had gone to I think there was a Whole Foods near there, or there was some supermarket that stayed open.
Yeah, Whole Foods
and
is
just
right there.
got a bunch of food because
Walmart was
a
right there,
hotel
too.
restaurant isn't going to be able to put up with that kind of numbers. There must have been the better part of 1,000 people in there for the weightlifting meet. I mean, there was.
Anybody that was at that hotel not for the weightlifting was really pissed off.
they really were mad.
Well, you want to know what? The weather was so bad in Dallas that the power went out, and they actually allowed dogs. This hotel doesn't usually allow dogs, but they were allowing families to come in and bring their dogs and family because a lot of people lost their power, and there was so that was kind of interesting, and actually a couple of those families came and watched the weightlifting, which I thought was cool. They thought it was a neat thing going on. But I guess we're going to report a little bit, just kind of like things aside from that, the actual weightlifting itself we'll get into. Mostly from our team, but there were some notable performances outside of that. So I guess if we'll get right into it, I mean, Morgan, she won nationals this year, and then beat Kelly Rexroad Williams pretty handedly. But you know what? Kelly came back, and I think Kelly was a little pissed off that Morgan beat her at nationals.
Kelly wasn't going to be fooled twice.
Yeah. So they went lift for lift in the snatch. They both opened at 68. Is that right? Made 68. Both went to 70. Made 70, and then Kelly might have taken 71 and missed it, and then Morgan missed 72. So they were both tied. Kelly had the edge on body weight going into the clean jerk, and the strategy was we hadn't seen Kelly. I guess Kelly's never clean jerked 90 before, so our goal was to push it out of Kelly's range and get the weight on the bar for Kelly 290 or more. And Kelly opened at 86, so we opened Morgan at 87 to take the lead. Kelly went to 89 to take the lead on Morgan, missed the jerk.
Yep.
Then Morgan took 90. Kelly bumped up to 90 to see Morgan take that lift. Then comes back and makes an all-time PR of 90 kilos. She's a master's lifter who's been lifting for a long time, so to come back and make an all-time PR, she didn't want Morgan to beat her again, like Don was saying, she came back. She's been the name in the weight class for a long time. Morgan came out of nowhere. So then put in a position where Morgan has to make 91, and she put her game face on and went out there and smoked it. After a pretty shaky 90, I was worried.
Yeah, she got a little off balance holding the jerk above her head. It was 90. Got her feet a little close and took a couple of steps, but kept the elbows locked out real good. Yeah, she came back and had to make the 91 to beat Kelly, and just made a great lift. It was a pretty easy lift, actually.
So it ended up being a 5 for 6 performance. Most lifts Morgan has ever made at a national competition.
Yeah.
And PR total by 1 kilo.
So that's not PR clean and jerk?
Yeah. So
I think it's 90.
in competition, PR clean and jerk, but yeah, in training she's made 92. So she got up there. She really went for it, and we're definitely proud of Morgan for staying at the top of the weight class after Kelly really wanted to come back and make a statement and say, "Hey, I'm not done yet." But I think her and Kelly will be ranked highly on the Pan Am team, and so at Pan Ams and potentially Worlds, maybe those girls will go at it again, and that should be fun to watch in the next couple of meets. Let's see. As far as on the women's side, I guess.
We had Neiman.
Neiman, oh yeah.
Neiman
First
Wickline
day.
came up.
What was she? 63.
No. Well, wait a minute now.
Oh, she's a youth lifter.
Youth
Was
lifter.
63 kilos.
63 kilos, yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so she's one of Glenn's lifters from Wichita Falls, and he coaches her long distance. And she put up a great performance. How many lifts did Neiman make?
4.
I think she did 4 or 6.
She made
Yes.
4 lifts.
So James Tatum is now in the building.
Uh-oh.
You hear her fuck shit up?
And, yeah, she did real well.
Of course.
Do you know what lifts Neiman made? I think she made like a 63 and 77.
No, it was up towards 78,
Oh.
77, 78.
I'll check.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's a 3-time school-age national champion, so she's one of our future lifters, hopefully, once she finishes up high school. And, yeah, it was good to see her continuing to improve.
And plus she had to drive in for about 4 hours, and that was nasty from what I heard.
Well, she drove in the night before, though, didn't she?
Yeah.
And then I guess Becca. So Becca was our next lifter, and Becca had probably made the most progress in training leading up to the meet. She had been killing training.
I was watching I was on the other side doing the commentary.
Yeah,
I did
luckily-
not get a chance to see.
Luckily, we had because we had 3 platforms going on, and a lot of times we had a couple of lifters on a couple of different platforms.
Well, at that time we had 3 people
We
on
did have
each.
3. I
We
think
had one on
we were
each
3
platform.
for 3 on that one, I think.
We had Tim
Yeah,
on one.
and luckily
Sean.
Travis Mash stepped in and helped out with Becca. He's he's been a coach of Becca at different times and a real good friend, and he stepped in and worked with her. We were kind of in and out of the curtain, running back and forth between lifters at that time. But she did real well, held it together, as everybody did, and put up a nice performance.
She had a PR total, didn't she?
I think
Oh, yeah, definitely.
63 and
PR total.
76.
That's
we're
for
finding
Neiman.
out. For Neiman, yes.
Neiman.
For Neiman, yes. Real good. Real good.
I saw the Becca's list from the video that Muscle Driver put
Becca.
out,
Becca.
and her clean and jerks looked phenomenal.
Speaking of that video,
Jesus.
guess who filmed it? I just scared Tom out of his pants.
You gotta give me a warning when you do that.
What were Becca's lifts?
A lot.
A lot. She did a lot. I think that was
Becca did 78, 100.
70 was 100, right? Yeah.
Her
She's-
snatches,
She
she
made more
was
than 100, I think.
No,
tried
she
more than
she
that.
cleaned
cleaned
102 and
103.
she, or
That's a jerk.
Oh.
I thought she made it watching the
Okay.
video. I was like, dang,
It was close.
Becca's killing it.
Yeah, Becca's cleans are really coming along. Yeah, she's clean like 106 in training, maybe even more than that. She's clean and jerked 106, and cleaned even more than that.
She
So
should clean
she's ready.
108.
Yeah.
That's clean.
108. Yeah.
So she's really made a lot of progress. Her previous competition PR was 170 kilos, and she made 178. And she left kilos on the table, so
Yeah.
she's getting better fast, and she definitely wants to go for a medal at nationals. So hopefully she can keep improving and
She's got some
make a
strong
statement.
legs.
Oh yeah.
She's definitely at like a place right now in her training where it's just a matter of time before she makes another PR. She's just, I mean, she could do it any day, any time.
Yeah,
could be the day.
In this last cycle, the last couple of months before this meet, sometime the light came on in her body.
Yeah.
She figured out how the motion went at the hips and the legs, and she suddenly became she went up another level in lifting.
I mean, she went through like a 3-4 week span where at least maybe 2 times a week she was making a PR in something.
Yeah.
I mean, her legs have gotten ridiculously strong.
Yeah.
Her cleans were going up. Her jerk started coming around towards the back half of that, but her snatch and her clean really started to shoot up. There was at one point where she was snatching more off the blocks than she was from the floor.
Yeah.
Well, I remember seeing her, be within 1 or 2 kilos of her all-time PRs on like snatch and clean and jerk complexes.
Yeah.
So when you see that,
Yeah.
and then she's attempted PRs multiple times every week, getting that chance, it's exciting to watch for sure.
Yeah.
I would say overall on the women's side, period, not just our team, I would say the best battle was the 48 kilo class, seeing Kelly and Morgan go back and forth, lift for lift in the snatch, and then forcing Morgan to go 3 for 3 in the clean and jerk to win.
Well, see, and that sucks because I did not get a chance to see the 48s because I was actually picking up Elizabeth from the airport. So I was getting text updates from everybody, but I mean, I was getting excited just reading the text messages that people were sending me. So I mean, if I was getting excited reading a text message, I can't imagine how it was actually watching that competition. But for Elizabeth too, she flew in I think the day before.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
She competed also in the 75 class. I think her and Becca actually tied.
I believe they tied in the total.
And Becca beat her on body weight. Is that it?
Yep.
James Tatum, who just came in and scared Tom, he took care of Elizabeth in the back room. He warmed her up and got her out there on the platform, and I think she did pretty well.
Yeah, she did pretty good. She, as everyone knows, she's a pretty good CrossFitter as far as they come.
She's all right.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah,
Pretty good.
She liked to get a lot of reps, so she kind of told me, I haven't worked with her too much, but Spencer Arnold was back there helping us too. And so she liked to get a lot of warm-up reps, so we actually took a lot more warm-ups than I think I have ever seen anyone do. So
Did she do burpees between them?
No, but she
that's
was
good.
doing
That's
double
good.
unders with an imaginary jump rope. So
Really?
no,
I was gonna say that's awesome.
Unbelievable lie.
she mentioned that she wanted to do that, but I don't know if she actually ever did. But so we opened her up on the snatch at 80, and there's a lot of people right around that same weight, 80 to 83. So then we took her second attempt, 84, and I think that just gave her too much rest. And
Should have got her right back.
I know she needs to go right back in, just going at it, and so she ended up missing 84 twice. And then we kind of learned a lesson there for clean and jerk, and we opened her up at 94 on clean and jerk, and then tried to just get her out there as quick as we could for the second attempt, so she wouldn't have too much rest, and kind of went out there, and she did good that way. She ended up making 96 and 80, giving her the same total as Becca.
80 and 98.
Yeah, 80 and 98.
That might be a good hint for some of you guys coaching men or women that are coming from CrossFit, is they might want a little better. It might be better mentally for them to have a little better turnover. Olympic lifters are used to if they jump in 5 kilos and you come back and you say, well, now you're 7 or 8 back. They're fine with that. They're used to that. But CrossFitters probably won't be used to that. So you might want to adjust your attempts just a little bit on that basis.
Well, that was one of the things because there were so many people in the B and C sessions this year. Everyone in those sessions pretty much had the minimum qualifying total, which were all the same. So everybody was opening at these same weights. So as soon as you open, there was like 5-10 minutes rest sometimes between attempts, which is tough. Sometimes you have to take a couple extra pulls or warm-ups in the back room between competition attempts. So something to think about with a big meet, maybe something to practice for, taking extra rest, figuring out how you guys best respond if you're going to be in that situation.
Dudes. No, moving on to the dudes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Tom. Thanks for that guidance.
Sorry, I'm playing on my phone.
That's it.
All right.
Don't play on the phone.
I got somebody that just friend requested me named Revelation Pig Hunter. Dead serious.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah.
Bounty hunter. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Let's stay away from that person.
Well, I guess let's talk about the lifters who lifted in the B session for us quickly. So we had Tim
In the 105.
in the 105, and Sean in the 105 plus.
I watched Sean's session, which he did, I thought, a very good job.
Very good.
I really would have liked for him to have made that 137.
Yeah, that would have been really sweet.
Yeah,
really nice.
Just the way his first two attempts looked, I thought that 137 was an easy lift for him.
So Sean made 134, missed 137 on his last attempt, which ties his competition PR snatch at 134.
But then he just went out there and killed all three clean and jerks.
Yeah.
I know he was a little worried about it leading up to the competition because he just, I don't know if it was a mental thing or a grip thing or whatever, but he would get to around 170, 175 in that area and he wouldn't go under it. Yeah. And I thought he did a really good job of getting after it.
Yeah, well, Sean's been in the situation, a situation similar to Becca, where the technique is really not caught up to the strength.
Yeah.
But he's made a few little breakthroughs lately. I don't think he had the confidence Becca had because Becca had been getting PRs and Sean had not. But Sean just had about the best technique I've seen him have on meet day.
Agreed.
He looked better than he had in the gym that week.
Yeah.
And it showed up. And boy, I'll tell you what, that was a 175 clean and jerk on the last one. He stuck. He just stuck it.
Well, he's one of those guys that if he cleans it, he's going to make the jerk. So.
So that was a huge competition PR total for him.
Yeah, 300.
First national meet. So I would say all in all a huge win for Sean. He on the guy's side, I think lately he's been making the most progress in training. He's made so much progress that it surprised me because he's continuously made progress since he's been here. Usually there's a big spike in the beginning and then you hit your fatigue period and then just the nature of our program, getting used to so much volume at the heavier lifts. So.
And we got Tim, our satellite member, who I believe he did 120, 165.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah,
he had said something, though, when he first got there. I mean, he's done bigger totals, and he looked a little off, but I know he'd also been dealing with a knee injury that he was trying to get healthy from. So, whenever, especially something like your knee, whenever your knee's hurting or stuff like that, I mean, you're going to have timing issues. It's going to affect the lift. So, I mean, it's
and
one
it
of
was
those
a big meet, and he's just moved, and he's got a big new job, and, all those things distract. And all of us know that that's the last thing that any lifter needs or any athlete needs going into a big competition. And I think Tim did what he could, and he was out there trying his best, and
for sure,
and besides, he looks like Chuck Norris, and we can't insult him. So, he'll come back and kill us.
He's president of the fan club.
That's right.
Did you know that he's the 5-time world champ in the Chuck Norris lookalike contest?
I have no doubts about that.
I mean, he took last year off because he was training with us, but the 5 previous years, he won the world championship in Chuck Norris lookalikes.
I have no doubt about that. It's like Chuck reinvented. What do we got? Who's next?
Pocket Rocket, Michael.
Oh,
yeah. So we have Mike here. Mike killed it.
6 inches of him.
We're happy to have Mike on the podcast today because
he talks too damn much, though.
He does.
I just been waiting for my time to shine.
Might be a little cocky after the meet, but he
that's your date.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, but Mike had a nice going into the snatches.
He did all right.
He did okay.
He came up and last year, to give a little background, last year Mike had the weight on the bar he needed to win, cleaned it, jerked it, got called 2-1 on a press out.
You didn't want it bad enough?
I wanted it pretty bad, but apparently that wasn't.
That's what every coach wants to tell an athlete.
Yeah, right.
Just didn't want it bad
enough.
So he was coming back, and Spencer Arnold had won last year, and then at the Nationals, him and Spencer went back and forth for second place, lift for lift, and
Spencer got you on body.
No, I took second in the clean and jerk on body weight at Nationals. But Spencer had out-snatched me, so he won. He beat me, so
you didn't make attempts, did you?
Not as many as he did.
Yeah.
He went 6 for 6 at nationals and beat me, and this time I went 6 for 6 and beat him. So
Hey, how come nobody got little like cool rubber wristbands for going 6 for 6 this time?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh snap!
Tom, you passed on your last clean and jerk.
Oh, no. I missed the snatch too. I'm not. I wasn't looking for me. I just. Todd's having a heart attack right now.
Gonna have to give Don some oxygen after that laugh. Jeez.
God.
Wow.
I feel a little weak. It's okay.
Yeah, you are.
But Mike, tell us your best lifts.
My best competition snatch was 125, which I made at the American Open this year. My best.
Well, I'm just saying your best lifts from this meet.
Oh, from this meet. Oh, I made 125
We don't want
snatch
your life story.
and 153 clean and jerk for 278 total. That's my best total ever.
So all-time PR total, even at you had done 277 at a local meet that you didn't have to cut weight for, but
right.
but given the whole process, cutting weight, this and that was by far the biggest snatch that you've had in competition.
Yeah, I was. I felt like I was on fire in the warm-up room from the moment I picked up the bar, and I felt it right away, and did my best to continue it till I got to the platform, and everything kind of fell into place for me. So I couldn't ask for more than what I did.
So 125 is probably the most you've ever made without straps, so we can say that's a PR, all-time PR snatch.
It's good for you.
It is pretty good for me.
So I mean that's good stuff. That's more than Caleb Williams snatched at Worlds. So the best guy in your weight class is a little motivation to keep training hard. You're right there. We just got to get your clean jerk up a few kilos, and you'll be putting a run in for nationals.
Yeah.
And I would say that on Mike's performance, that nothing looked limit that he did there. The 6 for 6 didn't look limit. It looked like there was more room there. He just, he could have done if they gave fourth attempts anymore. That'd been nice. I'd like to see that.
I would like to point out I was commentating on your session, and I called what you were going to clean and jerk for your last attempt.
You are just a genius of some sort.
Obviously, I just want that thrown
that's
out
clear.
there. I was way off. You disappointed me in the snatch, though.
He did too much.
I said no. He did too little.
Wow, jeez.
You can ask. You can ask the people that listen. I said you were going to do 127, 153.
Yeah.
That's what I said, and you disappointed.
Well, so after the snatch, Spencer Arnold had a hiccup. He missed a couple lifts, so he ended up actually bombing out. So Mike had a 10-kilo lead in the clean and jerk. And given that, we decided to open Mike up a little lighter to ensure team points and his first American Open championship. So, given that Spencer made a snatch, maybe Mike would have been able to even do a little more. So it was a great meet. I think Mike's definitely on track, and he definitely wants to make a senior national team this year.
Yeah.
International team.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to more battles with Spencer and a new battle with Caleb coming up at the next time I see those two guys. Definitely when you're battling back and forth on lifts, sometimes I feel like it's almost a little bit easier because your goal is very clear and it takes your mind out of it and you just go out there and perform. Sometimes when you don't have that battle right in front of you and you have maybe a little bit more rest between attempts and the attempts are changing a little bit, sometimes you can get caught up outthinking yourself. So it's definitely important in that situation to keep yourself as calm and as relaxed as possible, so that you can go and let your body do the work when it comes your turn.
Did we have to do a couple of in between warm up attempts with you between attempts? Or
no,
did you
asked me and I said I'd rather just sit.
Maybe about I think you were only about 6 or something.
Yeah, it was borderline.
It was
for
borderline,
sure.
Yeah.
Mike likes rest. He we were in New York last weekend, and he was like, "Do I have to walk? What are you talking about?" He was pissed off. But in all seriousness, I think if you look at Mike's snatches on our video of the American Open, those 3 snatches, probably the most technically sound weightlifting on the video. So the snatches are going great. You scared us on opening clean and jerk, but
Yeah, I scared myself too.
got
I got
stuck
caught
in the
heels
bottom.
a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
With the weight that is always routine, so I think mentally he wasn't going to miss that weight, but still a little scary.
If you would have missed that, I never would have let you hear the end of it.
But yeah, awesome performance and congrats, Mike. Yeah, that was a good battle, and in the future that weight class is, there's going to be a few people in there at those weights between about 270 and 290. There's going to be a lot of people.
Yeah. The classes are getting thicker again. The classes are getting, there's more people at the top than there used to be about 5 or 6 years ago.
That's good.
Used to be
That's
a
good.
dead zone.
I mean,
back
there was a 15-year-old kid that took third in that session.
Yeah.
Pretty
That
good.
made-
He had
Snatch 115.
Junior
Yeah.
national
Snatch
record.
115.
Junior
He was
record.
real good. Yeah.
He had the youth
It was,
record,
it
too.
was the youth record.
Oh,
the
right.
junior
Okay.
records are quite a bit higher,
All right.
but let's get James on here. He's over there on the couch, and
Come here, you.
Don't sneak up on him.
I'm here.
Hey, say it a little creepier next time.
Well, I just wanted to make Tom feel comfortable, so I don't startle him.
I would say James had the MVP performance for our team at this meet. Just killed it. 315 total as a 77.
Yeah, that PR total is a 77. I did 316, weighing like 79, but
82.
no, I was
Somewhere
like
in there.
79.
He was putting his finger on the wall when he weighed in at that local
A
meet.
little
But,
bit.
That's not true.
you had some international competition, and I mean, not to mention unexpectedly, Mike Service and Adam Baton had some huge PRs. So how many people were over 300?
4.
Four or
including
five?
me.
Yeah, four people. I mean, it's been a long time ago. There was a battle in the 77s that had 3 people over 300, but it's been years since that's happened.
I mean, what did you total
Never
win
has there
last
been
year?
4.
Well, last year I did 297 for the win,
Yeah.
and I won on 1 kilo.
Yeah.
That's my point. Like,
Yeah,
So the competition this year in his weight class was way higher. I mean, he did 20 kilos more almost, and to come out for the win. But the kid Leo Hernandez, he's Cuban, and so you don't have to be a citizen to compete at the American Open. And that kid's good.
yeah, he was very technically sound too. Fun to compete against, and his lifts were really similar to mine. I think he ended up snatching 41, and he even attempted 45, I think, and he missed it where I made it. And
So the battle, he opened at 35, made it crisp. You opened at 40, made it crisp, and
Yep.
then did he jump to 41 after you?
Yep.
To take the lead,
went
and he
41.
made it.
Yeah,
And then James went 45 on his second, missed it, and it was close, but it could have, I wasn't sure if you were going to come back and make it, honestly. And then he came out there and missed 45. Then James went effing nuts in the back room and just, he was like, screw this, I'm not going to miss it again, and then smoked it, so.
yeah, that was 45 was a competition PR. Yeah, I was happy about that. Had to get a little bit more aggressive on that one.
And then the clean and jerks came.
Yep. So,
Yeah, tell us what happened.
hey, it's done with snatch. Warming up on clean and jerks, whatever. It's going fine. I get up to my last warm up at 160, and I clean it, stand up, and then I just pass out. So then I dropped the bar and I kind of fell over and I fell onto Sean, and
Luckily.
yeah, literally, like it's a good thing he was there. I literally fell on him, and good thing he already competed. So I was a little bit out of it, and so I got a hold of myself, walked around for about 5 minutes, then went out there for my first attempt at 65. Went out there and tried to clean it and got it way too far back on my heels and just had to dump it forward. So then I started taking the what are they called? The smelling salts.
Nose torque.
Ammonia cap.
Ammonia
Yeah,
caps.
ammonia caps. So those, I went over there and got a Team USA doctor, and he put the thing right up on my nose, grabbed the back of my head, and made sure I was inhaling the whole time. And I start tearing up because that stuff's crazy. This is the first time I've ever actually used it.
You looked like you were crying.
Oh yeah,
So even as a power lifter, you never use smelling salts like that?
No, never used smelling salts. So I go out there at 165 for my second attempt. I'm over there crying. My eyes are like watering, and I'm just like, oh, I better make it.
Everybody think
That's not quite what happened, but
everybody's thinking he already gave up on the meat, and he's just crying. But
It looked like he got slapped around when he came out for the second attempt.
Yeah.
I was like, jeez.
So I cleaned 65. It was a sloppy clean. Then made the jerk. It was not a very pretty lift, but I made it.
I mean, me and Don were in the back, and we're like, man, does James have 70 in him today? Like, trying to game a little bit, because Leo Hernandez hadn't even opened yet, and he was set to open at 70. So we were like, James, are you going to make 70 today? Like, honestly, what's the most that you can make today? Are you going to make 70? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yes, I'm going to make 70. Stop asking me.
A little snippy, I thought, really. But he was waking up from a deep sleep.
Yeah, so they...
But based on previous performance, we had never seen Leo Hernandez make more than 170, right? So
I think his best is 185.
185?
Yeah.
In the
As a
world?
77?
Yep, in training. That's with those wide plates, so the whip's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's different things.
It's not adding 15 kilos to your lift, though.
Apparently it does.
Well, actually, I didn't hear that from him.
Didn't ask.
Somebody posted that I posted up my 182 clean and jerk, and the one where I missed my jerk, and then somebody was like, "Oh, my friend Leo did 185 at 76.4. He could probably help you out with your jerk." So I mean, it was somebody that he knew that was like
somebody was gaming you.
bringing
a
up
little game,
the trash talk, which was fun. But
legit.
so that's where I get the idea that he's clean and jerked 185. I actually never seen a video. Maybe somebody was stretching the truth a little bit.
Maybe.
But so I went out and made 70, and he needed 75 or 6 for the win. I guess 75 because he was lighter than me to win on body weight. So he goes out there and he cleans it, and he racks it, and then stands up about halfway, and then had to drop it. Didn't have the legs on that day.
Yep. Yeah. Anybody that watches the video of that session can watch those clean and jerks and see that James was a little out of sorts and just kept getting more and more awake. And by the third attempt, I think we had the full Tatum out there who was ready to lift.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Felt much better.
Yeah.
Caught the bounce.
Kid, you look like it.
Yeah.
Took 170 for a ride on the Tatum train.
Yeah. So, speaking of 170,
We've got sound effects. Thank
I
you.
would like to open up at 170 or more for my next meet.
You would. Well, we'll
Yeah.
see if you pass out in the back room.
Well, no.
I don't know. That
Apparently,
puts a damper on it.
we have to have the nose torque
Well,
stuff.
we will bring smelling salts.
Yeah,
next
so it doesn't matter if I pass out. I'll just go 170.
170.
Yeah, well, I mean, I at least have 3 attempts to make it. And so
That's one way to look at it.
Well, at least,
it's easy sport. You get 3 attempts.
That puts your coach at ease for
Yeah, I feel a lot better.
Yeah, well,
145, 170, American Open 2-time champ, repeat.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah, real good.
That was good for you.
Tom, you know what?
What?
No, I'm not going to be mean.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll let you slide this time, Tom.
You're not going down the
That's,
snatch.
that's
my
about the
snatch
first
against
time
yours
in the
road,
past
are you?
2 months James has
Ooh.
passed on an opportunity to say
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
to somebody.
we usually have a rule where it says if you think of something mean, you have to say
You
it.
have to say it. It's the no filter rule.
Yeah, it kind of brings everybody
Are you going to explain the rule or are you going to say what you're going to say?
to an honest. We're very honest with each other.
Oh, we're very honest.
So Tom, we do have a rule where if we both snatch the same weight, it doesn't matter how much you weigh. Whoever snatched it first wins. Kind of like world record rules.
No.
So I think I snatched the same as you.
You did.
But I did it first.
Oh,
So regardless if I weigh less, because that doesn't matter,
wow.
I did it first.
No.
So I win, Tom.
No.
Oh, boy.
I win.
How much did you clean, jerk? I didn't need my third attempt.
Oof.
Well, Tom, if you had some competition in your weight class,
Jay,
Oh wow, that was uncomfortable.
James missed his opener on purpose because he didn't need his third attempt either.
yeah, see, that's how it's going. See, I was just playing a mind game with my competitors. I was just like, I'm going to pass out and miss my first attempt.
Who was it?
They're all going to get super excited.
Who was it that thought you were gaming guys in the back room? Somebody thought you were faking the pass out.
I thought that was me, but I might. No, I'm just kidding.
No. I remember somebody was telling me he's just faking that. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm running around looking for smelling salts quick.
So hopefully that means that James has solidified a spot on the Pan Am team as well. Get to do that again and
Doubt it.
and
Yeah, because I wonder.
It's a close punch. It's a close punch here.
I might not make it, Tom. I'm going to cry on your shoulder.
Who we got next? I think we got Travis next.
Travis and Trevor.
Travis and Trevor.
Yeah, Travis and Trevor.
Yeah. 2 T's.
Well, that's all I've got to say about that.
I gotta say something mean. Beauty and the Beast.
Wow.
Travis and Trevor.
Oh.
Wait a second. Which one's Beauty?
Well, yeah.
You figure that one out.
Wow.
I have my own opinion.
Well, opinions and fact are different.
Tough room.
Except for mine.
Depends who you ask.
My opinions are fact. Bros.
Depends who you ask.
I hate to tell you this, Tom, but it's not entirely accurate. Jeez. But on to Travis and Trevor. I guess since Travis has been over here sweet talking all of us, telling about how good we did, I'll sweet talk Travis and tell him tell everybody how good Travis did.
Excuse me, I'm going to get up on the table. It's getting real deep in here.
Yep.
Somebody put on the Barry Manilow.
So Travis did a lot of work, kind of helping out, coaching all of us. So he's up on his feet all the day before, just being very active. And for those of you who know Travis, before a competition, he sits in his room.
This is the most I had seen him outside of his room before a competition.
Yeah.
Ever.
So he just he sits in his room. So he was back there and he was helping everybody, getting everybody set up. And he's going against this Uzbekistan guy, Muhammad Begliev, whatever his name is.
I think that was it.
And he's a
lifter.
He's a pretty good lifter as far as lifters go, you know. So Travis is back there warming up. He's been doing a whole bunch of stuff the past few days, getting everybody ready for competition. We'll go through the numbers. What did you open up with?
opened up at 145, and my snatch warm must felt great all the way up to 140, best they have in a long time. Made 145 pretty easily, but the platform was a little uneven, so I was like walking backwards.
Yeah, well, they had like these like really crappy like 2x12s that have been like sitting out in a field for 2 seasons, and that were all like warped and like eaten by termites that they had underneath the plywood for the stage, which was really weird. I don't know why.
What was that? The A platform or the B?
Both of them.
Both of them were like that. I know that that one on the right, as you came out of the back, was not great.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, everybody had the same platform, obviously, but still, it was not great.
Except the B lifter or the C session lifters on the day before. They had a very nice platform, which was weird, but whatever. 145 looked pretty good. Yeah. After that, you went to 150, which was the opening attempt of Muhammad. I think, is that right?
Yeah, we went there because that was his opening attempt, and I missed that one. It was kind of a brain fart. It wasn't great technique. It wasn't all that close, but up till that point, everything had felt great. So
yeah, well, you missed 150 first on your second attempt, and it was just you kind of missed it in front. But the third attempt, you went out there with 150. I would have called that. I guess that's what we call a training make. You had a little bit of shoulder wobble and elbow wobble or something, and they gave you the red lights on that one.
Yeah, it was 2 red lights for a press out, and honestly, it didn't feel that bad. And usually, when it doesn't feel that bad, it's not a press out. But when I saw the video, it definitely was. But it sucks in that situation to put all that energy into it and really get fired up, make the lift, or at least get it overhead, and then get it called. So it was a huge downer. Ended up getting third in the snatch. Anthony Pomponio has been really improving the snatch. He made 148, and And then I was sitting 12 kilos down because Muhammad made 157 in the snatch. So, I mean, I'm a good clean and jerker, but making up 12 kilos, that's kind of depressing sitting in the back room between snatch and clean and jerk. And, so yeah, got my wits about me after kind of getting pissed off about that. And, clean jerk warm-ups went well. Everything felt good. And, opened at 183 and went 188, and I took those two weights because John McGovern's a great clean jerker, so I had to make sure I secured second place. I had to jump ahead of Pomponio as well as John McGovern with those two attempts. And then John actually gave me a scare because he cleaned 193, which
strong
would have taken the lead, missed the jerk. So then that kind of set me up with an opportunity to try a PR weight for the win. So I had to make up 12 kilos, jump 13 kilos over what Muhammad made to 198. And
so this is where we were back in the back. We're back there slapping Travis's legs, getting him psyched up. He's taking the nose torque, getting what do you say? Getting crunk. Yeah, Travis is back there getting crunk, and he's going out there for his last attempt in 198. This would be a PR clean training and competition.
Yeah, but I got to put in the great line by Travis, because this is the kind of line a coach waits to hear from a lifter that's got to go out and try to make a lift. We're telling him, hey, the kid left an opening, you're in range. Do you want this lift? It's 198. And da 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 da. Travis says something like, well, we came here to win. Well, yeah, thanks. I don't have to pump this kid up.
Yeah.
So it was a good one.
It was the American Open. I wanted someone from the U.S. to win, so I was like, I don't want to freaking lose, So I was really pumped up to make the lift. Cleaned it, didn't quite catch the bounce, so I kind of had to adjust down in the bottom. And wasn't able to make the jerk, but, the silver lining to it all is that I feel like that's the kind of lift that makes me grow as a lifter, because if you want to clean and jerk 200 kilos, the most I'd ever had to clean in competition before was 191. So at the end of the day, I wasn't able to win, and that's disappointing. But at the same time, I think I got better that day. So
yeah, I think the door opened for 200 for you, definitely. Now you handle that kind of weight without a real big problem. And the only reason you really had to stop at the bottom was you didn't quite catch the timing. It wasn't a matter of strength.
Yeah.
You look at the picture progression of that lift from hook grip.
Yeah.
It was definitely high enough. That was
no, he gave it a shot.
You pulled it nice and high.
Yeah.
Yeah, so disappointing ending to the year, but at the same time there's there's a little silver lining at the end of it all. So yeah, Trevor was in that session too.
Yeah,
so
Trevor did well.
So he made 135 and 153, but unfortunately he got called for a couple press outs, which were kind of close calls. I didn't think they were.
Yeah, they were very close calls.
Yeah.
They were being very, very strict. So he got 140 and 157 overhead, which would have been a pretty big competition PR. I think he made 287 in nationals. And
Which is the same he made at this meet.
He made 288 here.
So he actually made the same. He did the same. He weighed the exact same and made the exact same total as he did at nationals.
Oh, really?
Yep,
Okay.
Very consistent.
Yeah, he's very consistent.
But
And
did that on his openers pretty easily. Unfortunately, got caught for those two press outs, which would have given him 10 more kilos.
He's another one here that's in the middle of that catching the right technique situation. I think his technique is getting better and better. He tended to be very far forward with a lot of his jerk attempts before, and his snatches too. He'd lean into them when he went into the squat, and he's getting much better at that. I think he's another guy that at the Arnold and at the Nationals is gonna come up with a big technique or big total improvement because his technique is coming around.
He's strong enough, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, there's no lack of strength there. And he looks like an underwear model. That's good to hear, Tom. Thank you.
That's not relevant.
Not
whatsoever.
relevant at all. Doesn't have anything to do with anything.
That is very
so
relevant.
you and Trevor, that's about the last lifters we had, isn't it? Oh. Caleb. That's right. We got Caleb left. That's right. We got the sheriff left.
Okay.
Oh, Sheriff Whitby.
I actually did not get to watch Caleb. I was kind of disappointed.
I felt very good for Caleb.
Caleb killed it.
Oh my
Caleb
gosh.
killed it.
I
Caleb
just watched
did a good
the
job,
video
yeah.
on
Mhm.
YouTube of the lifts, and Caleb looks even stronger on video than he does in person. Somehow,
if that's possible.
it was unreal. Like I was blown away by how strong he looks, just standing up with the cleans, pulling on the weights.
Yeah.
How he missed 141.
It's only a matter of time.
I know, it's a matter of time. He's one of those guys that, he had, what did he clean and jerk this time? Was it 190?
190.
190. For him to jump up to 200 could happen this afternoon. It could happen any time. It's he's gotten so much better in his technique, and he's so strong. He's just so strong.
He's starting to get into the groove.
Yeah.
Especially technique and rhythm wise, and it's just about spending some time in that groove, accumulating some more reps before he has.
Yeah,
a
he'll have a
performance.
He'll have a breakout meet. One of these meets coming up pretty soon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he finally broke the 320 streak. He had been stuck with 40 and 80 like several meets in a row. So we bumped down his opener compared to usual, opened him at 137 so he could jump over 140. Unfortunately missed it twice, but in the clean and jerk came back, made a very strong 190, which gave him the bronze medal in the clean and jerk. First national medal ever, so that's a big deal. Get that out of the way. Now he's got a lot more confidence going into the next
7
one.
kilo total PR
Mhm.
in competition, I think.
Yeah.
27,
Yeah.
something like that.
Pretty
And
good.
it very well could have been a 15 kilo total PR that
Mhm.
day. The way he was lifting is just making little mistakes, and that's the only reason he missed anything, really.
All right, so with the supers, let's get Tom over here. He's over there sitting on the
Get Tom
couch.
over here. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tom.
Oh, Tom.
Move! I had to go take my pre-workout.
Yeah. Take your time. Take your time,
Get
Tom.
over here. Don't
We
work-
have all day, just like practice.
Exactly.
Don't work too hard.
Hey, whatever. I was training, and you guys didn't start till like 11:40 this morning, so
So Tom, what happened at the American Open,
it
man?
was crazy. I slept through my way in, and then no,
No, that didn't happen.
That didn't
Tom.
happen.
That was your nightmare.
that was my nightmare.
That's my nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be awful. Especially because I don't have to cut weight or anything. That'd just be horrible. Why didn't you compete? You slept through your way in. You idiot.
You idiot.
No, I ended up winning. There's Kane Wilkes was slated to show up, and unfortunately he did something to his knee during the week and wasn't able to attend. So it pretty much put a three-way race between me, Jason Starks, and Colin Cockrell. And Don and I think, argued for like the 2 days prior about what my opening attempts were going to be in the snatch.
I wanted 90.
Yeah. He comes up to me and he's like, maybe 30, 35. I was like, no. But anyways, I let kind of Don and Travis just handle it. I finally gave up and I was like, I'm not going to win this. So I'm not going to win the argument with them, not the competition. So I just kind of let them do whatever. And, it ended up working out. So note to self for future, incidents is shut your mouth and do what they tell you. But,
That's never going to happen. But go ahead anyway.
But anyways, no, it worked out. I made my opener at 138. Didn't feel great. And then, I had a little bit of while because we bumped up to 145. I thought 145 was a lot better than 138.
It was.
And then, and it was really funny because then you told me to go power snatch in between the 138 and the 145, and I missed it horribly.
Yeah. It was like, I forget what weight it was.
It was 120, and you looked at me and you're like, don't do that again. And then you walked away from me. I was like,
hell?
I felt like that, dejected little kid that just got yelled at for doing something.
I think we had about 9 attempts or 10 attempts.
There were
It was a lot of
in
attempts.
between. And then I didn't have as many, obviously, between 145 and it was between my 145 and 148. There weren't a lot of attempts because most of the people had already either bumped up to 150 or were done with the competition. But I ended up missing that. So, but right before I made the 145, Travis went up to me and said, if you want to win, you need to make this attempt. So really, honestly, I was happy to make that 145 because it put me in a better position for the clean and jerk.
Yeah, so our plan going in was for Tom to make 3 snatches, because we knew that based on the competition, we felt like he was the biggest clean and jerker. so he could make up ground. So every kilo counted. We didn't want to make risky jumps in the snatch, so that's why we opened them light, and then went to 145 because it looked really good. Yeah, and going into the clean and jerks, I guess Jason Starks clean jerked a little early, so we knew what we needed to beat him.
Yeah.
And then Colin Cockerell had a couple of
he came in actually lighter than we thought too. I think he opened at like 83 or 85, somewhere in between there.
He ended up making, what was it, 92?
92.
Mm-hmm.
And Tom was 5 kilos down, so obviously Colin's a light super. Just moving up from 105, may not even stay there.
And Tom's a heavy super.
I was the heaviest one in my weight class.
So after,
We're not surprised.
so Tom opened the secure second, jumping ahead of Jason Starks, and he had second place locked down with 187. And at that point, Tom said, "I just want to wait till the weight on the bar to win is on the bar," and that weight was 198.
Yeah, and it was that lift felt even better than the attempt I took before that. The 198 didn't feel heavy at all.
In the zone.
It felt it felt like a good lift. The video looked better than it felt too. So I mean, I don't know. It was just one of those things where I had done around there numerous times. So I knew I could pull that lift off. And having Travis and Don in the back, more so Travis. Travis was very motivational. Like James had already talked about, he was with everybody else earlier before his session, and then even during his session. I mean, watching Travis clean that 98, I was up in my room watching it on the live stream. Watching him clean that was like super, motivational. And then having him back there, like, he flat out looked at me, right after Colin had made it, he goes, "You want to go like something in between?" I said, "No." He goes, "All right, here, I put down 95 anyways." So it gave me 2 attempts, and, Travis said, don't make it so you have to do it on the 3rd attempt. And luckily I was able to make it on the 2nd, and I passed on the 3rd. My back and my neck were bugging me a little bit, but, yeah, it worked out. I was obviously very happy about it. And it was a nice way for the group to cap off the weekend. I think as a team we did really well, and that just kind of...
What did you do at Nationals? 45 and
90.
So it was an 8 kilo PR at a national meet.
Yes.
So that's good. I mean, that's good progress.
Yeah.
You're at the top of your weight class in the clean and jerk. So,
Yeah.
You're at that 200 range. You've done that in training a few times. Now it's just time to get that snatch up to 60 plus, and you'll be in the hunt for a world team.
Yep, that's the goal. The goal is just to be in the medal hunt at nationals, and then we'll let things fall where they will from there. So
that kind of wraps everything up. I mean, we won as the team. A lot of people did great.
Don, do you remember what the score was?
I think the score was 58-42. I'm not off at that at all. And we won the team title.
10 individual gold medals, because they gave medals for the snatch, clean, jerk, and total. So 4 overall winners, gold medalists in the total.
How many PRs did people get? Do you know? A lot.
Several PRs. So we're excited about where the team's headed, and that's that. Anyways, guys, we got to go train. So thanks for listening. Tweet us at WLiftingScoop. Email us at theweightliftingscoop@gmail.com. And you guys got anything to end it off?
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas and
Oh,
Happy New
yes.
Year.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year.
I'll be here alone, I think, next week.
Yeah, a lot of people will be going away,
That
so
sucks.
we'll try to do a couple more episodes before the end of the year, but a lot of people are going out of town, seeing their family. Obviously, family's important. Weightlifting's important to us, but at the end of the day, it's only a piece of our lives.
This is usually the best chance
Yeah.
we all have to go home for a week or so and
Yeah.
visit, wind
Right
down a
after
little
the
bit.
Open.
So nobody's going to stop training, but they're just going to be
Absolutely
training
not.
at home.
I
So-
might.
Oh,
So that
man.
was one.
Tom, you better go.
Some
You better
sled
go pick up
drivers.
Mike on the way to the
Sled
gym.
driving. You going to Alaska?
Have you not been in Chicago lately?
A little snowy, yes. I've
It's
seen
like pouring buckets there
that. 4 buckets
of snow.
of snow.
So if we don't have another episode, Merry Christmas to everyone out there. Spend some time with your family and enjoy it. So.
Feliz Navidad.